Welcome back again, guys. Hope you're doing okay. Hope everything's alright with you. Back with a video just talking about some things that I've been up to this last week. Have I made much? Is there much difference from this time last week? Well, I've been quite stressed out actually. Well, yeah, probably this time last week, I probably sat down there and Prague came back and I was stressed out and I was feeling stressed out. I was feeling pretty overwhelmed with the amount of things that I had to do, or I thought I had to do, and then Prague was getting back home from work and she was sighing and she was stressed out. And, she had had a horrible day at work. And it was cold in this room. It was very cold. And my body was tense because it was cold. I couldn't relax and just be calm because it was so cold. She had the sniffles all the time. And that is something that does slightly annoy me. I absolutely love her, obviously, but sometimes that is just one of those little annoying things, and so I was getting agitated and annoyed, and it's completely fine that she does it. But yeah, it was just something that slightly annoyed me, and then I was I just felt so stressed out and so annoyed with the world, and I didn't really communicate this very well with Pra, and I should have done a lot better. But we kind of went through not really talking about I didn't really talk about how I felt. I didn't really communicate it because the only ways that I could communicate it were kind of in hurtful ways, because I hadn't really took the time to understand how I felt, and I hadn't written it down and just reflected on how I feel. So that was that, unfortunately. But we then had what was it? I think we had the weekend. I can't even remember what we did on the weekend. I think maybe we were just working or something. I don't know. And then we both worked on. I can't even remember what happened in the past week, but we had work, and then we had Wednesday off, and we both went to a yoga little session, and that was fantastic. And in fact, actually, we then spent the rest of the day walking around Stratford, and we spent a little bit of our income. I got a book for my dad for Christmas, probably, and we had a little nose about in the Shakespeare's hospice bookshop, which is a fantastic one. You should go and visit in Stratford-upon-Avon. Really good bookshop, fantastic philosophy section, and they've got an Enrico Malatesta complete works book there as well, which I've been eyeing up, but I've already got a PDF of it, so I don't really need it. And am I really going to read it as well? Probably not. There's only so many things you can do in your life, and right now it isn't one of the big ones. But we then came back here, and then we then went out. We had a bit of food here, and we went out and we went to the pub quiz with our mates for the 400th anniversary of it. No, not the 400th, the 100th anniversary of it being gone, and being hosted in the Weatherspoons like a pub quiz in Warwick, and that was lovely. It was fantastic. It was quite a nice time, just to have a bit of banter. And then we walked home and it was freezing cold, but we just got back. And on the way back, I had a completely different mindset, a completely different way that I felt than like 3 or 4 days before, where I was there, where I was being stressed out. And we were just walking and chatting, and I just remembered like how much I loved her, and how great it was about how well we get on. And I was just thinking about how, you know, we could go anywhere and walk and talk. And isn't that fantastic that you could actually you can just enjoy someone's company just by walking and talking with them, and we could literally go and walk and talk in any country, anywhere basically, and be able to be exposed to new things that we find interesting, being exposed to different, you know, just different things really, things that have surprised us, just things that are interesting to us, and then we can walk and chat and talk and both have people who, you know, understand and get each other. And it made me so much made me so happy and excited that I can have a future with her as well. So it was really good. So it's Friday now, so just been feeling good about the future. I've been feeling like happy and positive and everything. One of the things that I've implemented is that I got a, as you might be able to see up there. You see that? This is a little heater it's been like stored away in like the garage for like God knows how long. And it's just this little thing. It's not that big, but I whack this on for like half an hour and it fills up the room with warm heat, and then you only have to do it like maybe every 2 hours or so. And that's been one of the big things that's also changed and helped us, because before we've been sitting here and it's been freezing, and then when it's freezing your body's like in a state of like tension, and you're wanting to like keep all your heat in, and you got sniffles, you feel ill, you're using more of your energy, like you're using more of your own energy up. So being able to have that and being able to run it, because I've just been like just topping up different different corners of the house, because my dad doesn't want to put the heating on too much because it is quite expensive. So just having that burst of hot air it's actually really, I think that's actually something that, you know, that's something that it's just really helping us at the moment, and it's something that I'm going to continue doing. So it's probably something that if your house is cold at the moment, it might be worth like seeing if you can find something like that, or if you already have something like that just somewhere, and just use it, because it will probably change. You know, it just, and hopefully you can afford it as well. The costs it would cost to heat it, but that will be a huge thing that will like hopefully be able to influence just how you feel and how you move about, just in general. So that's definitely something I'd say is worth thinking about, and something that I've taken from this week and really realised is how like it's such an important thing to have and to keep. And one of the second things is that I've just realised right now actually as well. Pra came back from work today, and she like, you know, we were hugging and cuddling, and then she suddenly went, oh my god, And then she was like, oh, no, I know. But yeah, like, what were you saying, lovely? And then, so I said, oh, no, tell me, what is it? And then she was just remembering all these things that she needed to get done. And, like, they're just mounting up and stuff. And so she was feeling pretty stressed out about that. And I just told her to open up, like, her notes app or, like, her reminders app on her phone and just write it all in. Every single thing. And it isn't a matter about trying to get all of them done. Maybe only one of them, if that needs to get done in that day. But it's the fact that you've written it down and it's there to be done is the most important thing. You've been able to write it down, you've been able to say, okay, my brain can stop thinking about this because it's there, and when I need to access it, I can. And so that relieves so much of your brain power, and and it allows you to be freed up to go and do other stuff as well. So I definitely think that's something that you should probably think about if you feel like your brain is overloaded at the moment. Because similar to when I'm at work, there's the sort of immediate things I've got to get done. I've got to serve customers, got to tidy, got to make orders, and then at the end of the day you've got to clean and stuff. But there are other things, and it's not necessarily about thinking, oh God, I have to do this, I have to get this done, there's such a constraint time limit. But it's thinking, okay, here's a list of things. They can take overall, all these things can take as long as they need to. And if we don't meet the mark for them, and if there is something that is timed, it's okay. It can be recovered. There is some alternative we can do, or there is another way that we can have a go at this again. There always is. And if there isn't, then we can find a way to accept that. But with the things that aren't timed, it's okay. We will get to it. It's written down so it can be done at some point, and you don't then have to worry about it, about forgetting about it and thinking, oh, you have to do it now. Like, for instance, the filter, the filter for our water. I've been thinking to myself, hang on, Sopra moved in here in about September. It's now December, so it probably needs changing. I could be stressed out about that. And realistically, I probably actually could go and do it right now. But my priorities are somewhere else. My priorities at the moment are on the work activity that I need to get done, the most important work activity for me right now. It's being able to cook, and it's being able to clean and make sure that the area we live in is as tidy as it possibly can be for the moment. And it's to make sure Pra's okay, and it's to make sure that we deal with any when we plan, and we have the time to plan towards things, and then we get good sleep. And I just try and reduce it down to those things. And one of these days, I will have some extra time, and I will go, oh, yeah, that's on my checklist. Okay, yeah, I'll just go and do that. And it's okay. It can be left. I don't need to be bogged down by 10,000 mini things I need to do. I can just write it there, and I can go, look, I'll get to that at some point. Right now, the most important thing for me to do is to do my big activity for the day. And yeah, and it's just actually choosing what you prioritize in your life, and perhaps that's a good thing to take away as well. It's one of the things I was thinking about in the shower, that your life is what. This sounds obvious, but it shows you how much we forget about it, really. and you might just need to think it over in a certain way. But the quality of your life is impacted heavily by the amount of attention that you give it. If you wake up and go on your phone and scroll through Instagram and, you know, just spend your time there, and then you go downstairs and you have like some toast because you're not really thinking about it, and then, or I don't know, you know, and then you go and do your job, and then you come back home and you're a bit tired, so then you decide to like get something cheap from, you know, a shop somewhere. You're not gonna be able to you're not gonna be able to probably get good nutrition from like the place where you get it. You're not gonna have any like time in the day to have towards thinking about anything. You're probably gonna eat the food and it's probably gonna be like, you know, large in carbs, and then like feel like, and then you're gonna feel exhausted and just like you just want to kind of vegetate and just like again just watch TV or something. But you know, if you wake up and like even just spend half an hour just thinking about things, you can get so much more done. I think probably the hardest thing is starting all of these things, because someone who's living with depression, or or living with some like problems, trying to be present in the moment only draws attention to all the suffering you're feeling, and especially with something like depression, when you don't really know where the source is, like where the source is for the depression. You can just, it can just seem like you're just bringing yourself to suffering for no point. And it's like, well, if your life is going to be shit and you're going to suffer, or your life is going to be shit and you are going to ignore your suffering, it seems much easier just to like ignore your suffering, because it you know, if you think that your life will just continue getting worse, the world will continue getting worse, the relationships that people have with you are going to get worse, which is kind of what depression is really, then, well, at least it has been in my own experience, then you're gonna see no point in moving forward over life, and you're gonna see no point in trying anything, because it's the most sensible thing to do. Like, if your life is only gonna get worse, well, you should either kill yourself or you should just distract yourself from it. Like, if you know that that's gonna be the case, and you also know that there is no saving grace, well, it makes complete sense to be like that. Sorry, I know that was a bit of a side bit about depression, but what was the point of that? What even was the point in that? I don't know. I don't really know. I'm a fantastic YouTuber, but yeah. So regardless of anything, though, it's two of the things that I found that have been really good for me is just having a lot more heat in a room, and it's being able to reduce down the things that you do, but just also still have like a list of things that you can do. Hello. Do you want to say hi?
What? No.
No?
No. I'm in my pajamas. No. You picked the worst moment for me to say hi on video. Honestly, great timing.
Well, I'll talk again, maybe about maybe about how I've been pretty productive, because you've seen that it's had a very good effect on me. Probably had one of my most productive days today, and that's probably why I seem so happy as well.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Thank you, Leslie. But yeah, I'll chat to you again next time. See you in a bit.